G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning down in the south of the map, we've got the one and only Don Artie playing the French in the color blue. Going to be opening up with just some villager openings, so no scout opening, which is kind of weird for Don. He's normally that kind of guy. Up towards the north, you guys will know him as the Wallalol God. It is Salami in the color red playing the Delhi Sultanate. No surprises there. It seems like the only civilization we get to witness him play, really. But he's going to be opening up with a double scout opening. So started off with a single villager, then a single scout, opening up with a mill and a lumber camp as well. Got that wheelbarrow already being researched, and you can see he's dropping down a house right next to the mill as well. Going to be expanding or exploring out the back of his base, looking for those sheep, seeing if he can bring any of those in. But doing a pretty decent job so far of scouting out how he's doing. To the front of Don's base, it looks like he's going to be dropping down the mining camp, 2 villages out there on that one. And Don very aggressive with his scouting pattern, so you can see him heading over towards his opponent's base. And look at this, so we've got a nice little section in here. Look at this, this is so well guarded. If you could just wall off this front part here, get in behind over here, and you are Gucci, dude. Look at that. Do you reckon anyone's ever going to find that one single sheep that's back there? Probably not. Probably not. Salami coming in now towards Don's base. Picking up a couple of sheep on the way in. He's got 4 so far, so managed to pick up 3 plus 1 somewhere. That second scout going to begin moving out as well. There's not many sheep actually towards Salami's base. I think he's picked up the majority of them. Yeah, it looks like he's got all of them. Don, on the other hand, he did only go for that single scout opening. He's got two sheep over here, so probably going to be losing those. I did hear that that pop just then when I said the P. I've got to be careful with my Ps. I've changed out my pop filter, so it is... It's not as strong as it used to be. Let's just say that much. But yeah, the other ones I'm washing, or at least planning to wash the other one. You'd be surprised how dirty those things get. Actually, you probably wouldn't. You know, it sits like half an inch away from your mouth, and you're just constantly doing at it. So yeah, it gets pretty dirty. But anyway, that's enough inside the life of Drongo. We'll check in with Don, see how he's doing. You can see he's pretty close to aging up right now. And probably going to be dropping down that School of Cavalry. The reason why you'd be going for that is because on this map, it's impossible to trade. You cannot trade. I mean, technically it's not impossible to trade because you can trade with your enemy somehow. But there's no markets on this map or trading posts. You know those neutral buildings that you typically see in the corners of the map? They're not on this map. So it's one of the only maps that doesn't have it. It's also only got a single sacred site in the middle. So that is always something to be aware of when you're coming into these games. And you know, you're thinking maybe you're playing Abbasid Dynasty. Should I go with the trade wing? No, you shouldn't. Not on this map. There is absolutely no trading to be had. School of Cavalry going to be dropped down, 3 villages, dropping it down. We'll check in with his opponent. Mosque going to be coming down for Salami. Going to be getting it in a great spot here as well. Have a look at that beautiful mosque. Picks up every single one of these production buildings, or these resource buildings. Now dropping down the Dome of the Faith. 4 villages back here. And his age up time probably going to be about 420 with this, so not too bad of an age up time there. Still got plenty of sheep following him out on the map. Keep in mind he is on berries in the early game here, so it does have that mill, does have the villages close to his mill. So reducing that walk distance. And we'll check out exactly what Don is up to now. So still 3 villages there. Judging by the amount of villages he's got on wood, to me it indicates he's probably not going to go professional scouts. Also the fact that he didn't go for a second scout in Age 1. Probably not professional scouts. On a map like this, you've got relatively safe berries. Normally you've got your deer hunt behind your base, which Don does. He's also got the berry bush back here. Doesn't really need to go for professional scouts. Like, a lot of his food is already very safe. He could be denying it from the Delhi player, but in reality, Salami's not going to be that interested in it. He's got plenty of berries around his own base, so he's going to be absolutely fine when it comes to his food. Don now about to click up. 4 minutes. We do cross that threshold. 4th villager coming out onto gold, so maybe potentially looking at going for professional scouts. That's always really what the question is as to whether players are going to be doing that, because it changes the way that they play a lot. Alright, so keep in mind, this is King of the Hill. So King of the Hill, typically you're going to be focusing on the sacred site in the middle if you're Delhi. Have a look at the spawn that Salami's got though. It's not the best. It's very, very close, this sacred site, to Don. So he's not going to have too many problems trying to take it off Salami, but Salami on the other hand, I mean, if Don manages to capture it and puts, you know, castles down on these positions, look at everything that Salami's got to go through. It's much further away from him, definitely not in the middle of the map at all. I feel like middle of the map is probably like right here. So you can see just how far away it is from that middle of the map. Salami now finishing researching. Wheelbarrow, Dome of the Faith finished as well. Is he gonna begin training scholars? We'll have to wait. We'll have to see. Actually gonna be walling up. So I like this play against the French. at least walling up one side of his base, control the narrative a little bit. On this side, it's a little bit harder to wall, but at least you'll be able to control where those raids come from. This is fully walled from here, so only going to be looking at potentially coming in on this side. So you could even just run a wall from maybe like this tree right here and just run it up to the edge of the town center. And then at least that way you know that raids are only going to be coming in from this angle. That's always a really nice thing to be able to do. We'll check in on Don. We'll see exactly what he's up to. So going to be sending out the knight towards his opponent, the Royal Knight, heading out and away. Now keep in mind, this is all walled off, so he's not going to be able to come through that side. Only really going to be looking through this one angle. Now, Salami going to scout him out. He's got the scouts there. And going to be able to delay him, or at least buy himself a little bit of time by sending the scouts opposite. And I think that's probably Don making a bit of a mistake in following that scout. He's never going to be able to kill it. Second knight going to be coming out here as well. Doesn't look like we've got a mill down just yet. Archery range going to be coming out as well. We've got a mill down on the back here. Wheelbarrow going to get picked up for Don. So both players able to finish up Wheelbarrow relatively early, before 7 minutes in this game. So both of them really prioritizing their economy. And we'll check in on Salami. We'll see how he's up to. Blacksmith coming down 6 minutes. I got to say, I love this Blacksmith. This is really, really nice to see from Salami. Not researching his specialized pick, not researching his double broadaxe, but is researching his horticulture. Very curious that he remembered to do horticulture, but not those other two. Very, very curious. Blacksmith now coming down. That's going to pick up all of his tier 1 upgrades for him. He's going to be very happy with that. Coming down at 6 minutes as well. You can see just how short these are to research. Less than 3 minutes each one of these comes in. So by the time he's up in the third age, in about what you'd expect it to be up by about 12 minutes, he'll have at least 2 of those upgrades in. Still yet to remember the double broadaxe, or the specialized pick, but has managed to hold on at this point in time. Not a lot of aggression towards him. Just that those scouts have been chased around, rather, not choused around. But managing to bait them up towards this north position. Manages to find these a little bit of a connection with these Royal Knights. Now those Royal Knights going to continue to chase them back. Obviously, they're going to be able to heal up, so it's not really a big deal. But yeah, Don now going to be heading underneath the town center. Got to be careful here. He is playing the French, though, so if worse comes to worse, he's just going to have to fall back and slowly wait to heal those bad boys up. But now Don has finished that archery range. We'll take a look at exactly how he's doing on the front line. Do we have a blacksmith getting dropped down? Indeed we do. He's going to be going for his patented build. He loves to go with the siege engineering opening. A very, very common play that he does, and try and look to force the issue against his opponent. Behind this, we've got the +1 that's coming through Iron Undermesh. So looking to be a little bit more defensive. And now we'll take a look over at Don's base. Blue Marie obviously coming through. Standard when you're playing the French. All of your melee upgrades come through for free, whereas all the other civs have got to pay for them. Except for the deli, of course. Except for those deli. Second blacksmith now coming in as well for Salami. So he's really looking to try and be very aggressive when it comes to these. Or I should say, rather, he's looking to be greedy. Because that's really what this is, adding the second blacksmith in. But at the same time, it's only 150. I think it's 150 wood for one of these bad boys. Yeah, 150 wood. So it's not crazy. I mean, it's still a lot of resources. But yeah, it's not as crazy as it really sounds. Only 150 resources. It's not like you're dropping down a TC or something like that. It's yeah, it's a very, very shallow investment. Triple scholars inside the gosh, what is it called? Don't worry, I'll get it. The scholars go inside the, is it a library? A mosque? It's a mosque, okay. I'm like, scholars would go in a library, right? Little nice chase right now coming out from Salami as well. Double scout as well as the horsemen are out as well. And keep in mind, these are buffed up horsemen. They do have that higher ranged armor. Spears coming out as well. Going to be looking to connect here continually. And Don trying to micro back, doing a nice little job here. But unfortunately, it looks like Salami going to have his number up on this one as those spears continue to do work against the cavalry units. And the horsemen are doing a great job of just getting on top of those archers. And that's exactly how you want to do it. The burden is really on the French player to try and micro this one out. And unfortunately, not having a big enough mass of these archers has meant that he's sort of fallen down a little bit. You can see that in amongst the mix, there's these scouts as well that are just being very annoying. And ideally, you don't want to be shooting those just simply because they can tank up so much damage, 110 damage, and then they heal back up as well while you're doing it. So Salami manages to hold on despite that little greedy opening. So I got to say, I really like this opening from Salami. You can see him coming in now with the +1s for the attack as well. He's already got the +1 for the defense coming through, now looking to get the second one as well. So Salami managing to hold on pretty well against his opponent. We're up to about the 10-minute mark now. Siege Engineering has come in for Donati, but he just doesn't have the mass. And at this point in time, I mean, he's single TC going up against single TC. I'd probably like to see him go into a second TC, but Donati is just not the type of guy to do that. Donati is like the one TC or bust kind of guy. And Salami's very similar playstyle to that. So these guys are going to match up very well. Yeah, we can see that these guys... Donati ranked 101 at the moment. Salami ranked 46 at the moment. So pretty close to each other when it comes to the ladder. But now going to be falling back towards his base, Donati, trying his best to regroup. You can see there's a lot of units that are trickling out here. He's also got the barracks that's dropped down, so now looking for that tri-unit composition. Mill coming out as well. No horticulture coming through just yet for him. But deciding that he's going to need to mix in the third combination or third unit in that mix makes it a lot harder when you are just fighting with the 2 units. Once you get the 3rd unit out, it makes it a little bit easier because you're able to be more aggressive with your spears. But now we see the walls coming out for Salami. He's going with these next level wall strategies. Now Salami is a big waller, loves to use his walls. Obviously, he's a Delhi main, and that's natural, right? If you're playing Delhi, you're going to wall a lot because of your spears. But now Don looking to come out and deny that. We can see Spears getting off some nice good little slits right there. But Archer's going to be able to come through, deny this. And keep in mind, Salami's still in age 2 at this point in time. So he's going to be able to take the Sacred Site, not going to be able to take out those relics though. So we did see that monk or that scholar coming out to capture the Sacred Site. But obviously realizing that his enemy's got quite a large mass, he's not going to be able to do it. Professional scouts now coming in for Salami. I'm curious to see if he actually utilizes this. Oh my god, he does. We've got Delhi professional scouts coming out. This is awesome to see. I love this. And like, there's a reason why this works, okay? So let's just talk for a second about why Delhi can go professional scouts here. Number 1, your enemy hasn't gone it. Now, why hasn't the enemy gone it? Well, because it's not as viable as it used to be. It used to be, it was mandatory. It used to be mandatory. Now, it's not. It's not mandatory. You don't have to do it. You can just drop a mill down. And that's where it should be. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't be forced to go into this. But as a result, Delhi has had all of their research times reduced in the 1st and the 2nd age as well. And we can actually see that Salami has gone into professional scouts on his 2nd mill, and now he's researching survival techniques. So he's actually gone for that. He's prioritized it over other technologies. So as a result, because his hunt is still here, he can go professional scouts, he can utilize his scouts that he's got, and he's able to use that as a food source. So this is a really next level move. Delhi professional scouts, I'm calling it. It's meta. It is here, baby. Plenty of scouts now coming out as well for Salami. 7 scouts in total. I wouldn't be surprised if he looks to try and secure up this hunt as well. You can see the way he's pushing out his enemy. To me, that indicates that he is going to want to come over here and secure that up. And indeed, we see those 7 scouts moving over here towards this hunt. I'm telling you, this is next. This is it. Like, this is 100% how Delhi gets played from here on in. Now, keep in mind, the one difference is that Delhi as well. Now, this is a 1 sacred site map. Imagine if this was a 3 sacred site map. He would probably have like 2 sacred sites captured right now as well. He'd be bringing in his hunts. He'd be having a great time. But speaking of having a great time, Don Artie going to continue to push up now. He's got that tri-unit composition. You can see him just clearing up the front line completely. He's got absolutely no spears left now, and just a handful of these Royal Knights to try and take down these archers. And he's going to have a very easy time because he's got as many archers as his opponent does. And on top of that, he's got a whole bunch of units on the front line. So whereas Salami is invested in scouts, Don looks to have invested in actual military units. And it's going to mean that he's able to overrun Salami quite well here, falling underneath the town center. Not able to do a lot of damage without rams, but I would suspect that we would see Don dropping down a ram very, very shortly. Right here. Show me, Don. Drop that ram down. Don? Where's your ram, Don? Doesn't have the resources for it. Actually, he does have the resources for it. Okay, he's going to drop it a little bit higher. I thought he would go like right here, but I guess it's probably a bit exposed. But at least if he does it up on the cliff, then he's got the line of sight advantage. Makes a lot of sense. Wall's still unbuilt in the middle of the map, but I feel like at this point, Salami's managed to hold. He's doing pretty well. He's got all of his +1 upgrades you can see coming through. He's getting siege engineering as well, just because, well, why not? I mean, all your upgrades are free, so you might as well. Plenty of infrastructure out for him. So he's gone for the 4 different military infrastructure units, dropping down a 2nd stable here as well. Now, I will just note that Salami is not researching anything, so he gets his scholars out of his mosque and brings them into his military buildings. Really smart move. Make sure you're doing that in your own games. Just don't forget about it once you age up, because you're going to need that research speed. So you can see he's got 5 military production buildings out, but the truth is this is probably close to about 10 military production buildings, just because of how much faster the scholars help out with the training time. So you can see that they come out twice as fast. But now these archers are going to be looking to tee off and plenty of scouts coming out as well. Are we going to have to see a scout nerf? If Salami's making this many scouts, it could mean that they are very strong. I don't know if he's doing animation cancelling. Probably not. They don't do that much damage, those scouts. But they're doing a whole bunch of tanking, and that's exactly what he wants to do. So able to tank up a huge amount of damage from the knights there, and it means that all of his units are able to survive on the back line, and then he's able to actually push through and start to do some significant damage. Salami continuing to hold on behind this. You can see just the production coming in for him, looking really, really good. I absolutely love this scout play from Salami, a very smart move. But Don having a bit of a tough time on his hand. Now going to be trying to focus down the horsemen. You can see it's got the 3 armor there as well, and damn, those horsemen feel absolutely good. Behind this, you can see that the archers, Salami's got the more highly upgraded archers, so I think it's probably going to be a good idea for Don to back out of this, maybe pick off that that horseman and then just decide that that's enough. He cannot continue this fight unless he gets that +1 upgrade. We'll take a look at what his upgrades are. Still yet to get that iron undermesh. He's got enough resources for it at this point, but he's got to be careful not to lose that battering ram. Trying his best to hold on. You can see a couple of horsemen actually coming out for Salami at this point, and a huge reinforcing batch coming for Salami right now. Scholar also coming out as well, looking to probably take that sacred site. Don trying his best to hold on now. We got ourselves quite the fights on our hands as Age 2 really matches up against Age 2, and Salami is committing heavily to this late Age 2 fight. You can see just with all of the military production he's got back here. So you take a look. Oh, that's Don Artie's perspective. My apologies. Let's go have a look here. It says 10, but that's because of the scholars that are garrisoned inside it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total military production buildings. But now that scholar going to be looking to come out on towards the sacred site. We can see it back here. It's got a very fast movement speed as well. One movement speed at the moment. That'll be rocketing up to 1.5, I think, in the next age. Let me have a look and see. Yeah, this one right here, swiftness. That is a cool upgrade. I'll say that much. But now Don going to be under significant threat because the game is on a timer now, and so that'll mean that after this has been captured, 10 minutes, and then Don is going to be losing the game. So he really needs to play quite intelligently if he wants to win from here. You can see the way that Salami's playing though. Not a lot of reinforcements coming in, and actually almost sniping out that scholar. It manages to get out with 35 health on it. So if that was any other civilization's religious unit, that would have died. But now Salami continuing to bring these units forward. He's got a couple that are just sitting idly at home. Probably wants to bring them forward, but obviously when you're fighting in a game like this, it's so difficult to try and micro them out. You're trying to focus on so many different positions and so many different areas around the map just because the APM, it's really starting to get high. But you can see that Don's army beginning to dwindle now. Got a couple of Royal Knights that continue to reinforce this position. More scouts coming in as well for Salami. He's really looking to commit to this scout composition. We can see that the scholar on the front line is going to get picked off here if he's not careful. I think that scholar's going to go down. He's not actually focusing the scholar. Okay, scholar does go down. So going to be closing that one out. And so we can really see the way that the tempo swings as we go from one player's base to the other player's base. So as we go from Don's base up to Salami's base, the tempo swings back in favor of Salami because his reinforcements are closer. But then by the same token, you look at Don, and Don's got all these reinforcements, which he's going to be able to fall back to, and then it's going to swing back in the favor of Don Artie. So it's this constant seesawing of units that are combined with just the proximity of the bases. But now it looks like Don going to be able to overwhelm his opponent. A lot of military units here. Salami not really backing out, not giving him the respect. And that really just comes down to the sacred site positioning as well. Salami really wants to secure this sacred site. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. I know Salami wants this sacred site so badly. And he's really throwing everything at it. We'll do a little bit of a stock take. 57 villagers at the moment for Salami. Don sitting on 64. So the difference there is about 7 villagers, but keep in mind Salami also got those scholars out. Those scholars are going to be helping him a lot behind the scenes when he needs it for those upgrades. If he can make it up to the 3rd age, he'll be in a great position. And if this was any other map than King of the Hill, I feel like he probably would have won by this point just because that gold trickle really would have started to add up. We're at 18 minutes right now. He would have had it by 8 minutes. He would have gathered up about 2,000 gold on top of that, which is more than enough for him to buy what he needs to age up and get up to that next age. So that's really the difference where it comes down to these maps and how strong Sanctity is especially. But now we see a whole bunch of villagers going to be heading out towards a mill, looking to drop that one down. And players definitely have sort of decided, well, hold on a minute, that was a pretty good fight. A good fight, I'll give it to you. You can have your side of the map. I'll let you have my side of the... Or I'll have my side of the map. You have your side of the map. I'm not going to give you mine. But yeah, now Don slowly heading towards this sort of... this transition period. You can see he's stacking up plenty of resources. He's got 800 gold in the bank at the moment. Plenty of farms as well. So he's got all the infrastructure that he needs. Now looking to actually get forestry. He's already got the tier 1 research there. I want to see what other upgrades he's got behind this. So got everything that he needs for that. And then Doesn't have acid distillation, or rather specialized pick. So yeah, so still sitting behind a little bit with his upgrades. And typically, if you're going up against a Delhi player, you really want to try and get those upgrades because they are going to be fully upgraded, and you can potentially beat them to the punch. But now it looks like a raid coming up towards this north side. Salami got to be careful. It looks like his wood line has actually opened up, and Don going to be able to abuse it. So it was perfectly walled in, but this is the consequence of going or chopping in between your walls, is that you're going to be losing villagers from doing this. Now, keep in mind, there is the textiles has already come through for Salami, so these villagers going to have a little bit more health on them, but unfortunately, it's not enough to stop them from going down. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but there was actually a spy amongst the villagers that will continue to survive and continue to provide line of sight, a single lone spy sheep. I think they wrote a story about this. It was called The Sheep That Could See. But now, speaking of seeing, it looks like a whole bunch of fighting is going to be happening over this sacred site. Once again, it is definitely a big point of contention. And if I could just put out a request to the developers, if you could please remove this sacred site thing in the middle of my screen, it would be wonderful. Because a lot of the fighting happens, and I don't want to see the sacred site right there. I can see it on the ground. You don't need to worry about telling me it's a sacred site. That's fine. But now it looks like these knights are going to be coming in, and look at the mass difference that we've got for Don. So Don has really built up a significant mass of knights at this point, and this is where Salami starts to fall behind significantly. And you can actually see from the score difference between these two players, Don sitting up on about 800 points higher than his opponent. Now, typically Delhi will underscore, but going up against this mass, it becomes very obvious that the score for Don is a real score difference. But now Don going to continue pushing in. Going up against these archers, it really is very difficult to deal with. But behind this, you can see that Don might have plans to go up towards that third age. Definitely seems like he might be thinking about it. But now, Salami as well. How's he doing? Salami going to be clicking up. So we've got villagers dropping down the House of Learning. So 13 villagers on that. Now, I would expect, or I would hope to see, with Salami, he's got 780 wood in the bank, 800 with these villagers over here just dropping down like 6 or 7 barracks. That's what I want to see. And I just want to see a whole bunch. Just give me like infantry only. I want to see men-at-arms. I want to see spears. So like over here, research. So you can see that what he does. So he's moving out all of his scholars out to go and grab the relics now. So you can see him doing that. Unfortunately, getting raided once again over on that side. We're probably going to see the upgrades come through as well for Salami. We'll take a look and see. Doesn't look like he's got any of those through yet. It's going to be 5 minutes for those upgrades, so it's going to take some time for them to come through. And there's a window. So he is aged up to the next age, but he doesn't have the upgrades. It's going to be 5 minutes before he can get those upgrades. And any other civilization is going to be able to get those upgrades basically as soon as they age up. So Don is going to be able to go for the throat here before his opponent is even able to get those upgrades through. It's really going to hurt him. Behind this, you can see that Salami not having a lot of luck when it comes to the resources he's got as well. A little bit of miss macro, 1,400 food at the moment. Only 2 gold in the bank, 200 wood as well. Not a whole lot. And villagers inside the town center are going to be firing off as these archers unfortunately continue to dwindle. Double rams here are going to enable him to continue to attack the infrastructure here while he maintains this early lead. I would expect that we would see villagers come out, but now we've actually got the lancers coming out from Salami, so this is where the difference begins to turn, or the battle begins to turn. Don doing a good job of putting on the hurt. Now we can actually see the villagers for Salami are going to be coming out towards those battering rams at the same time, managing to clean up a whole bunch of villagers over towards this eastern flank. 67 villagers for Salami at this point in time. Compare that over to Don, who's sitting on 82, so a difference right now of 20 villagers, and Don managing almost to snipe out this scholar, but the wolf decided to help him out. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. Don's knight prioritized the wolf over the scholars because the scholars had moved away. Relic now coming to the front line. Looks like a Wallalol going to be coming off. King of the Wallalols looking to try and make it happen. Probably not going to have a lot of luck. Don is paying a lot of attention, or yeah, Don is paying a lot of attention. Also going to be aging up behind this. 18 villagers going down on that guild hall. There it gets dropped down on the front line. A little bit of a curious spot right there, but I guess it's about where it's easy to drop down. 24 minutes age up for Don. That's what you'd love to see out of the big fella. He's made 84 villagers in the second age. Classic. Just absolute classic Don Hardy. But now it looks like he's got a little bit of a raid through. Obviously, he's broken through the walls at the front here. The walls over on the right-hand side have also got an absolutely gaping hole through them, so he'll need to get that addressed. But really, it goes to show, you know, instead of coming for this wood line here, it would have made a lot more sense to come out for this one back here. So this one's just, you know, overwhelmingly safer. You can just throw up your own wall across here as well, which is going to prevent anybody from coming in or any raids from coming in. You know, like how we just saw, there are a whole bunch of units coming through. You know, would have prevented that. Let's take a look at the upgrades that we've got now coming through for Salami. So Salami's got a number of upgrades. No veteran upgrades coming through just yet. So not opting in that direction, but is still training a whole bunch of units. Looks like the Lancers are going to be able to catch the Knights. We'll check in on the Blacksmiths as well. We can see that he's got all of the tier 2 upgrades coming through as well. And we'll have a look now at the economic upgrades. So he's got acid distillation, fertilization, and lumber preservation all coming in. Try and say that fast 3 times. That was fast. But yeah, and now on the front line, looking to gather up this this wall towards the front, or repair this front at the repair the wall at the front rather. But still got this big hole out here. I'm pretty confident, actually, is he going to be able to get through here? I think he's probably going to be able to find a way through here. I would imagine that there's a way through here. Veterancy now coming in through for Don. And now we've got ourselves a little bit of a fight. Archer just coming towards the front, looking to just say g'day, but picks up the safer relic as well. Don's only got a single relic behind this as well. You can see the monastery is out, but yeah, not having a lot of luck. And now the forces for Don really starting to build over on this eastern flank. So just when he was fortifying the western flank, Don switches it up, goes out towards the other side. We actually see a war elephant going to be coming out as well for Salami. It's going to be able to do a huge amount of damage here against these veteran Royal Knights, as long as it is its animation cancelling. But I would expect that in this fight, both players will potentially look to be doing the animation cancelling. It's a great way to improve their DPS. And until it gets fixed, I suspect that we're going to see players just abusing it and using it, exploiting it, whatever you want to call it. They will use it because they want to win. They want to win. It's all about winning. Don realizes it might not be a good fight to take. He heads back up the hill and still yet to take this sacred site. So he's going to be able to do that now. He picks up the relic and now going to stand over on the sacred site and really force his opponent to come out and force the issue with him, because earlier on in the game, we definitely saw that it was Salami that was really, you know, being the aggressor. Oh, we've got a red castle coming down, or red palace rather. Red palace on the sacred site as well. This is not good for Salami. Okay, so Salami is going to have to get Imperial Age. He can't not. I mean, you can try and go trebuchets against this, but you're dreaming. Because it's like it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. They're just gonna get repaired up. It's a red palace. It's oh my god. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. All right, so I'm assuming he's gonna keep all of these villages here immediately adjacent to the red palace, so that whenever he wants to, he can just garrison them inside. Red palace is Bay. Oh my lord, I'm excited to see this. We saw this actually in the most recent game that we casted. The Red Palace absolutely fucks, and it's time to watch some fucking. And Don Artie gonna be the fucker. I feel like I just got demonetized on YouTube just then. Oh, that was a lot of fucks. Salami now gonna be pushing out down towards that western flank. He was pushed over towards the eastern flank, so we could see Don come in from that angle. But keep in mind, Don is now in Imperial, which means that he is going to have elite upgrades, whereas Salami still doesn't have veteran archers at this point. I mean, we can check and see. You can have a look at the archery range. Oh, did he just get veteran archers in that short little time? No, they're still... Oh, okay, I'm looking at the wrong person. Sorry. Okay, so here we go. Archery. Yeah, so still doesn't have veteran archers. Would only take him a minute 44 to research, so it's not terrible. But yeah, something to be cognizant of. And obviously, his opponent is in the Imperial Age. He is not. And fighting Age 3 against Age 4, it's going to be so hard. And now the fact that Don has taken the Sacred Site as well, he's got the Red Palace on top of the Sacred Site, it's going to be near impossible for Salami to actually take this. Combined with the fact that Don has got the Royal Knights out. Do we have those upgrades, Don? Where are they? There's the Elite upgrade coming through now. I'm assuming as well we've got... Oh, Don hasn't got Royal Bloodlines. Come on, Don, you're dropping the beat, mate. You're dropping the ball here, mate. So, Royal Bloodlines, the unique French technology available at the university. You can see the only research building Don's got at the moment is the blacksmith. So, yeah, little bit of a mistake right there, but he does get the elite upgrade through, and that's pretty much all you need at this point in the game. He's going to be able to clean absolute house with that. You can see the scores beginning to build significantly for Don at this point. So, a lot of fighting in Age 2. Age 3 went by pretty quickly, and now players are now in Age 4. Salami, you can see all of his upgrades coming through. No sign of Age 4 at this point in time. He's really investing a lot of resources in just his military. And a huge difference in military numbers between him and Don. Don now looking to push the agenda over towards his opponent. Oh, the triple Wololol at the exact same time. Oh my god, did you guys see that? It's ludicrous how he does that. He pops them all out and then gets them inside at the same time. How does he do it? Doesn't manage to take many. I think he got about 4 Royal Knights out of it. The triple Wololol, like, those moves are just insane. This guy is absolutely ludicrous when it comes to these Wololols. The fact that he's able to pay that much attention and just like pop them out at the same time, bam, 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 Wololol, 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 just immediately. So nice little pick up there, managing to take away a couple of those Royal Knights, but now going to be looking to engage. You can see the stat difference between these two: 230 health versus 270 health, 46 attack versus the 28. I think that might be a little bit different because one of them's got a charge, the other one doesn't. But now we see the trebuchets coming out, and this is one of those things where you really can't, like, trebuchets just isn't going to be effective against this. I mean, you can try and siege it down, but as you can see, the trebuchets just can't move. They're way too slow, and it's incredibly difficult. We actually do have a keep coming out for him, though, so he is looking to play this in age 3. We can see the villagers moving out as well, looking to heal up these trebuchets. They're going to be careful, though. They're going to be focusing on the right trebuchet because they're splitting their attention at the moment. Maybe you want to move these back behind the walls until they get a little bit safer, but slowly but steadily going through these trebs. He's actually managing to keep them alive. We now see a couple of spears beginning to attack over towards that front, but now we got a huge raid back towards the base of Salami. Don trying his best. You can see just a couple of units managing to actually go down from Don. It looks like he's lost 2 knights in the action. As at the same time, we've got the trebuchets that will go down as the archers begin to move forward, and now Salami's attack on that front is going to get completely shut down. Don Artie looking to really close out this game. He's sealed up the victory on the western front. Now it's only the eastern front, which he continues to retreat on. A lot of units behind this, though a lot of them are villagers, and you can see they got their daggers out, and you know that is when they mean business. Don now beginning to remass. A lot of Royal Knights coming out for him. He's got 364 health points on these bad boys. They've got their Royal Bloodline upgrade. Manages to seal off the front line, and looks like good game gets called. Salami taps out. He says, they're too much for me. Do not bother. I cannot even match them, not even with my god-like Wololols. Fellas, I hope you guys have enjoyed this game. If you have, make sure you check out Salami. I'll leave a link in the description over towards his Twitch channel. You can catch him live over there. And most importantly, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.